Hey guys, welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I hate Justin.
That's
your
a
name.
bunch of advanced reviews for you guys today.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about Age of Sentry #2, Zorro #8, and Monster-Sized Hulk #1.
Yeah.
So let's get into it with Age of Sentry #2.
Oh, did you choke up a little?
Yeah,
I got a little sad because
Such a great issue.
there's a little bit of a sadness in this issue, actually,
Yeah.
which is very surprising. I love this series, by the way. This issue is excellent, but I actually don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't want to spoil it for anybody because there's some very interesting stuff that I was very surprised about working its way in here.
What's really cool about this, and hopefully that's the way it's going to go, is they're setting up this very light Silver Age vibe for the series.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to get to underneath it all of the dark parts of the Sentry character, and they're starting to creep out. The first issue you didn't see very much of it. And this, I think it's starting to poke through, and maybe that's the way the series is going to be, which is awesome. Just so great, so smart.
I do.
And I love the Sentry.
I do like what they're trying to do, and I feel like the importance of this is keeping it with the old timey fun. But that will wear off after a little while, and they're really having some great stuff, like you said. Really delving into the Sentry and what makes him different and weak and strong. So
it's really rare to see a comic where they don't point at what they want you to get out of it. And this one, they're not, and I love that.
That being said, the old-timey fun really is a lot of
It's
fun.
super fun.
Great.
It's super fun.
I'm nervous.
So great.
I'm getting married soon, and I don't want a giant bear to come and disrupt the whole thing. So.
There's a story about a giant bear.
Ruined my gift for your wedding.
Yeah, I could hardly bear.
I
gave up on that.
Edit.
So yeah, this is coming out Wednesday, I think.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it is great. Definitely pick it up.
Yeah,
It's a
please.
lot of fun.
Cool. Let's move on and talk about Zorro #8, courtesy of the nice people at Dynamite.
Thank you.
Pete, you're a big fan of the series.
I really like the Zorro and the Lone Ranger. They're doing a great job of it, just capturing the classic hero and the way that was told. That's it's old timey. It's got the morals. It's got the fight for justice. Bad guys. It's just awesome, and it doesn't try to be anything different from that. It's just great storytelling, great action. It's simple yet awesome.
My problem with this is I can't take this guy seriously. He coming around, all the things he's saying. It's very hard to connect with this type of character in this day and age, I think. And this is very much like Jonah Hex as well, which you also love, which maybe it's very. The stakes are always very clear. Zorro has to save the day, and at the end he does, and then
which is very different from other, superhero comics.
Well, at least they usually take 2 or 3 issues to get there.
Oh, so if it takes 2 or 3 issues, you're alright, but 1 issue, you're like, no?
Well, it's just
Here's what I'm going to say. This is fine, I guess, if you like Zorro. This actually is on par for me with the Lone Ranger. And what Lone Ranger has going for it is a really interesting art style that is very sparse, and the dialogue is hardly there at all. As opposed to this felt like, I'm reading a Zorro licensed property. And I just think, Zorro is ridiculous. Anybody who would buy licensed stuff from Zorro is a stupid person.
Yeah, and why would you ever wear it in public, let alone if you wore it on some sort of some sort of program that people would see or view.
Right, like a big flaming Z.
Yeah, that's what anyone who would wear that, I would call them Big Flamin' Z from now on. Especially if their name started with a Z.
Yeah.
Sullivan, that would be weird.
The Big Flamin' Z.
So would you say pick this up?
I would say pick this up.
Oh, what? No!
I would say pick this guy up.
I would definitely say pick it up. If you like the Zorro of old, you'll love the Zorro new. It's just classic and perfect.
This means Zalvin, not Zorro.
As
far as I know. You leave your flaming Z all around New York City. That's a sexual move. The
Alright.
Z.
Let's move on and talk about Monster-Sized Hulk #1. I'm not going to make any jokes about my Monster-Sized Hulk.
Oh, damn!
You know what I mean? But
know what
basically,
he's talking
the
about.
Hulk fights Frankenstein and werewolves and Dracula and stuff. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that's what you want out of a monster Hulk. I think it's nice to see the Hulk. All right, let me back up a little bit. I thought it was very funny.
Please,
I thought
you
it was,
lost us.
Yeah, I thought it was very
You
funny
lost
when
us by saying you like something.
no, but I thought it was a very funny moment where a guy goes to Hulk. He's like, "Hey, listen, I'm just gonna get in this cage. No matter what happens, don't let me out of this cage." And of course, that's the first thing.
Well, that was definitely the story where I was like, what? The second one with the werewolf is kind of the worst one, I thought.
Yes.
But, this...
What did you think about the prose story?
Yeah, I loved it because there were no pictures. Anyway.
Really? Tell me some of the plot points.
Well, what happens is there are words that are in the line, and the Hulk is in the words, and he's like, you didn't read it either.
Alright, no, fine. There's a whole prose story in the back. We didn't get a chance to read it, but I'm sure it's amazing.
We're very busy.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Can't you tell?
The Frankenstein story is great. It's a lot of fun. It's the first story in the volume. Frankenstein versus the Hulk. If you want to see Frankenstein's monster fight the Hulk, then cool. Really enjoyable, well written.
Yeah, the art's different.
Exactly what you would want out of a story where Frankenstein's monster is fighting the Hulk.
And you know what? It's really nice to read these one-shot Hulk stories, especially now that the Hulk is like, where's the Hulk in the movie?
Yeah, he's red.
No, that's stupid. Don't talk about that.
Yeah.
This is
he's
nice.
on an alien planet.
Shut up. He's not that.
He's Hercules.
Oh, man. And so this is all we get is a couple stories that are totally out of continuity. And having said that, like, they're decent.
I don't know what your deal is, but I feel like the art and the writing really go well with the one-shots, where you don't want to see like the normal Hulk that you would see in a Red Hulk or a Hercules or anything like that, where I feel like that making the art different is very important with one-shot.
Here's what I do like about this one-shot, actually. What I do like about this one-shot is I like the fact that it doesn't have backup stories. That it's not like one new story and then a bunch of backup stories, which is cool and everything, but I'd rather read a bunch of new stories, which this is.
And Paul Tobin writes a really cute story in this, and he also is killing it in the Sentry we just reviewed as well. He writes the second story, which is the one that I really liked because of that layered darkness.
Yes.
So kudos to you, Mr. Tobin.
Yes, this is Paul Tobin's show. We dedicate this to you, sir.
And we were just kidding about not reading the prose story.
Yeah, Peter David does great work.
Listen, I mean, the thing is, we read X Factor and She-Hulk, and I read Fallen Angel, and I love it.
I buy 7 copies because I'm promoting that
this
book.
is all true. It's just like we had to do the show, and we just ran out of...
I was reading A Tale of Two Cities.
Sure, I'm going to read it right after the show.
Yeah, we'll read it right after we'll post the second blog post. Paul's the blog about it. A wordy blog. Oh.
If you have a question, you can email us at thecomicbookclub@yahoo.com. Comment below the video. Also, check out our blog. We'll have a review of the prose story by Peter David, written by Justin Tyler, at popcultureshock.com/CB Club. Also, if you're ever in New York,
come and visit us at the Pit. It is on 29th Street between 6th and 7th in New York City. 8 o'clock. We'd love to see it.
There's a sushi restaurant below.
Right below. Don't eat there. They had a health violation.
Yeah, there's a couple of rats.
We go to a bar called Mustang Salad. It's a bad bar, but we still drink there. Ding! All true. Everything we say today is true.
We love you, Peter David.
And Paul Tobin. Let's not choose which one we love better. Paul Tobin.
Oh, you gotta edit that out.